Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Sarah Liz. I'm so glad you're here. I cannot express to you how grateful I am for all of your kind words of support and gratitude for the emergency card kit video I posted earlier this month. I could not have anticipated that. I, in gratitude, have planned an extra emergency card video for later in January. And then in February, I will be back again with a brand new set of sentiments and a card template for you. For today, I want to share my other love because there are two sets of cards in my craft room. I have a giant pile of emergency cards, and then I have mostly interactive cards and other cards with lots of die cuts. These are the really special ones that I give to people that I know are going to treasure it, are going to put it on display, are going to keep it for at least a little while. And I had a ton of fun creating these with a new release called Showered with Love from Spellbinders. They sent me products to play with for free. So please know that. But it's not like they send me random stuff. They send me an email and they're like, here's what we're coming out with. Do you want any of these things? And so I can say no, and sometimes I do. But this duck, you guys, look at this duck. And I've got a thing for umbrellas. So I want to show you, especially the interactive elements, in case you would like to see a full video tutorial to learn how to make the interactive mechanisms. And to share the products that I've used because I think that they're really special. So I'm going to start with this one. This is the card that I kind of had in mind when I first saw the die sets that were available. The first one is called Duck with Umbrella. And I told my 8-year-old son, he's like, Mom, you have to get it. And this is it. It's 11 dies. There's a duck, a hat, a raincoat, galoshes, and then all the parts to put together the duck. You can make it a boy duck or a girl duck with his little bow tie or a hair bow, and then a closed umbrella. And so that is our duck here. And stay tuned because the duck, I've done some things to zhuzh up this duck with the eye and the beak that were really pretty easy. And I want to show you that at the end of the video. And then this one, this is, I think, the biggest die set in the collection called Umbrella Blooms. And this is an open umbrella, and it is nearly the size or the width of an A2 card. That's a full 4 inches there. And it's big enough for your duck to sit in. Or if you look online, I'll put a link below. If you look online at Spellbinders, there's a lot of card examples where like the umbrella is upside down with this and it's just spilling out with blooms. It's super gorgeous. There's all of these different decorator pieces. I do a lot of like mass die cutting when I get a set like this. And so I just flip them all over, and this is Micropore Tape. I got it on Amazon for almost nothing. I think it was like 24 rolls for $6 or something. And it holds it together pretty well as I run it through the die cutting machine over and over. So like I put all the green pieces together, all the flowers together, and it made this really kind of quick and easy. You'll see I have another card with flowers on it. And then I just added some of those little blooms coming out. For the background, the cloud came from one of the other die sets in the collection. And I just used that cloud to cut it out of some acetate. And then I used it as a stencil to use some white pigment ink and put the clouds in the background. And then that stamp set is maybe my most used Spellbinders product of all. It's this Thanks for All You Do. And I just curved that on my stamp block so that it would fit the curve of that. This is the Sunday Drives All Occasion Sentiments, and it's a little bit older, so it goes on sale frequently at Spellbinders. So maybe keep an eye out for this one. It's got stuff for Christmas and Halloween and birthdays. There's something for really every holiday in here, so this is a good one to have. Again, if you're interested in learning how to make this pendulum mechanism, please leave me a comment below. This is not that hard. And you can do it with die cuts, or you can do it with ephemera from a card kit, or you can do it with a sentiment, right? You can make a sentiment kind of rock back and forth if you want to do that too. So I have made so many interactive cards in the last like week and a half. I can't make a video for all of them. So I'm looking for feedback from you to find out what you want to see next. So that's our first card. The next one uses some of the same products. This one I've used, this is a hot foil sentiment, you brighten my day. There is a coordinating stamp set that goes with all of these dies, but I don't have that one. So I am using a Glimmer stamp set. My awesome husband, because he loves me, got me a Glimmer hot foil machine for Christmas. And so this just has a whole bunch of them and then some dies that cut those out. I put the birthday ones kind of together because those are the ones I'm trying to use the most since I'm so bad at birthday cards. But I thought the You Brighten My Day was really great since this has a little spinner mechanism and then the sun comes out. Like, again, a really easy mechanism. And if you're interested in learning how to make one of those, let me know. I can certainly put something together, like a little video tutorial. This is using then the duck die set that we already looked at, and then a couple other die sets. This little umbrella comes from the Rain or Shine. Now this is where I got the cloud before, but there's also then a small umbrella that is sort of this in the same proportion as all the rest of this. Okay, and then we spin. I probably should have just left it that way to start with. Okay, and here's our rainbow and our cloud and our sun. And then these hearts in the background. This is the last set that they sent me, and it's awesome. It's called Raining Hearts, and there are 2 pieces to choose from, these big ones, and that is the size of an A2 card. And it can either be raining hearts or raining raindrops. And this is perfectly sized to go with that larger umbrella. So this was the first umbrella I put together just to kind of see what pieces I had. And it fits just perfectly in there so that these raindrops are sort of bouncing off the umbrella, splashing off the umbrella. And then there's a hooray, or sorry, a hello and a yay word dies that come in that set as well. You can just cut this into the background and have like the purple showing through, but the mechanism meant that this was already pretty thick. I didn't want to add another layer, so I just added the hearts on top for this one. So if you would like to see more information about how to make that spinner mechanism, leave a comment below. And then this is the third card I made. This one is not interactive. I almost made this a shaker, and I might still do that. So this is the large umbrella from the umbrella blooms that we looked at earlier. Okay, so there's our big umbrella and we have all these blooms and I cut them all out. And there's a die to cut out centers for them. But since I had this one, I decided to cut out hearts to put in the centers. I just thought this would make a really nice sort of Galentine's Day card, maybe for a work friend or something like that. And I've added some shimmer pen on top. I also found that the shape of that umbrella fits perfectly into the essential arches. This is, I think this has come out in the last year, but it's not brand new. It sometimes goes on sale. This is the arch that I used and it fits here, but there are so many in here. If you wanted to make like a 5x7 card, that is also going to fit like nicely. There's going to be a die for that works really well. So those are the products that I used. Again, this one, I cut that arch. There's a lot of dimension here. I cut that arch out a couple of times. So this is a couple layers thick. So it's almost like a well down here where all of the flowers are falling out of the umbrella. And I thought that was fun. Okay, I want to show you the duck. Okay, so here's our duck as he's made by the die, and I added eyelashes. Okay, but the eye, if you click on the link in the video description and go to the Spellbinders website, you'll see most of the ducks they show have the black eye and the white like dot for the eyeball. But I wanted a little more like life in that duck. So if you look really closely, this is the yellow piece. You can see it leaves an impression where the eye should go. So when I cut that out, I used a pencil and I just drew a line right along where like an eyelid would be almost, right? And it's going just above the eyeball. And so I leave that top part white, and then you can pop the eyeball out and color in the rest black with a marker. And it gives the eye just a little more interest. Let me grab this one. So that's what I did here. And before I glued it down, I just added my eyelashes right along that indentation line. For the nose, there's a little indentation where I just colored it in with my black marker, but it's not supposed to come with this bottom part of the beak. That's the easiest part of all of this. So I took one of the feet and I taped it right behind, well, I glued it on the card too, but I taped it right behind just to give that extra little bit, right, to finish out the beak. Otherwise, I felt like it went way up. He looked a little snooty, but I thought that was a fun and pretty easy way to add a little life into our ducky. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, leave a comment if you want to see a process video for any of these cards, if you'd like to see how the mechanisms work, or even just how to assemble them. I am happy to do that. And stay tuned because I have another emergency card video coming up real soon. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.